You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on Riddle, Story of Devil. Hi, Ruronis. This is your pal Rurouni K95 here. Today's anime review, we get to cover an anime series that has 12 episodes from April. For today's anime review is Riddle, Story of Devil. Riddle Story of Devil is a Japanese manga series written by Yun Koga and illustrated by Sunao Minakata. It was serialized in Kadokawa's Shoten New Type Kadokawa's Shoten's New Type magazine between the September 2012 and November 2016 issues, and is licensed in English by Seven Seas Entertainment. An anime adaptation directed by Keizo Kusakawa. Yep. And animated by Dio Media, aired in Japan between April and June 2014. The series is licensed by streaming by Funimation in North America and Madman Entertainment in Australia. The original title is a pun on Devil's Trill, but the title Riddle Story of Devil is basically known as Akuma no Riddle, particularly. Yep. This capsulates only 12 episodes from April 3rd, 2014 to June 19th, 2014. Besides particularly given in the title, particularly for this anime, to explain what it is about Akuma no Devil or Riddle or story of Riddle Story of Devil, what it is about, what it to explain what it is about that anime as well. Why? Because upon the understanding that a book or film, book, or television show will feature assassins in a fundamental aspect, it's likely that the intermediate set of expectations we receive from this falls along with the imagery of thrill, excitement, and aesthetics. Akuma no Riddle is such a very much of a show that exhibits these types of expectations. It sets the stage for a high school battle royale well enough by introducing 12 female assassins, each with their own desires, and one targets a girl striving to survive the oncoming ordeal. The assassins and target must all participate in the Myoju Academy's elusive black class, where they'll assume the guise of high school students, and whoever is able to successfully kill the target may have their any wish granted. However, due to a twist of events, one assassin successfully defects to the target's side, vowing to protect her and at all costs. It is quite an exciting premise, and definitely, particularly like premises, what it particular definitely promises those characteristic expectations of assassins. Unfortunately, Akuma no Riddle or Riddle Story of Devil falls short on delivery of said expectations and is ultimately a weak, particularly your typical type of series. Besides, I would call this basically given in the title type anime series about what it is about Riddle Story of Devil, what it is about this anime, to particularly how can you get that this is not to say the least as well. Again, that it fails so low solely because of its lack of deliverance. Rather, the series' shortcomings can be directly attributed to a much greater fundamental flaw located right at its very core. That and one particular misfire that brings down all hopes of the show had been redeemed. The particular assassin that defeats to the target's Haru Ichinose side is Azuma Tokaku, the central character of Akuma no Riddle. We are affixed to her premise from the show's very beginning and quickly learn that she is stoic, reserved, and not the most determined assassin out of the bunch. Her reason for defection is not initially made clear by the series, though this is not a hindrance but a gateway for speculation that Tokaku has become subtly attracted to Haru. Tokaku is very much to the protagonist of the series as well, because though due to her newfound predicament, she finds Haru the series Dutar- Dutargenist in her company more often than not. Haru is surprisingly cheery and optimistic girl for a girl of her position, and her grand desire to achieve friendship with the assassins and a graduate from the Black Class, not as enemies, but as friends. It seems to be a vain goal, but we learn through Haru's past experience she has been shaped to think like this. The main characters don't have the strongest or most convincing characterization they could, but it has done well enough to make them interesting to follow. What's more interesting their individual characteristics and their relationship. Tokaku Haru shares an inevitable bond that grows stronger with each assassin attempt is which is a pleasure to watch. It is probably one of the series' greatest strength. It is not long before the series sets us free to discover the other 11 assassins and their motives. The quality of their characterization varies, but Akuma no Riddle sets out to define each other, very assassin, to their distinct character. 11. The success of this greatly hindered by the great limitation of the series of its very own formula means that every anime has you expect particularly for Riddle Story of Devil as well. Harkening back to the rules of the Black Class assassins must hand an advice notice to Haru in order to assassination to be considered from there. They must successfully execute their assassination within a 48-hour limit. Failure upon doing so means expulsion from the Black Class in retrospect. This is where the series limits itself. This is not an apparent limitation, but it's how Akuma no Riddle handles this rule that causes the series to become restricted from the start from the assassination game. The series decided to formally focus on usually one assassin and their assassination attempt per episode. This type of formula focuses on the different character each episode is a familiar one, so it's all up to the execution to make sure that it's an effective episode with strong characterization and memorable moments, unlike any other anime in general. Akuma no Riddle fails to deliver here with the confliction of the show's premise Tokaku protecting Haru from her assassination, the 48-hour time limit, and only one assassination attempt per assassin. It's obvious that there can be only one outcome for or the sake of the show to continue. It should be no surprise that Haru and Tokaku are able to prevail over their opponents, resulting in the opposing assassin be disqualified, never to be seen at Black Class again. This type of formula can get there tired and fast, and yet Akuma no Riddle decides to let it dictate that nearly the entire series is it's old, seeing the same thing twice. Nevertheless, as the eighth time as well, by deciding to have this formula, the series allows itself to become entrapped in a web of predictability. It doesn't matter what happens to the protagonist in each episode because you know what the outcome will be. Surprise is effectually killed. Despite the series' best attempts to shake it up now and then, it is a breath of fresh air when the series does this, but the problem is that the formula is still there when really shouldn't be. It's probably not most the roundabout and the counterintuitive way to execute the series premise as well. Predictably is not the formula's sole crime, however. A very important and much focused on an aspect of the series affected as well as the characterization. Each episode focuses as a character and shows waste no time in its attempts to characterize them and flesh them out. However, with this only one episode to work on character, who probably didn't get a lot of spotlight because prior episodes focused on every different characters. Akuma no Riddle's attempts at characterization are ineffective and insubstantial. There is not just enough time to develop these assassin off the weak characters who won't be seen again. and any attempts that are made to just swallow. Usually, a good option for this one episode character trope is to have these characters leave an imprint on the main characters and have them develop instead. However, Akuma no Riddle has a desire. It slowly attempts to develop these side characters who will ultimately have no significant outcome on the story, as it was to see what's going on in this anime as well. Yep. By this time, particularly, it is entirely futile, and the series doesn't do a particularly good job in making us care for these characters any more than we did before, especially what you see in Akuma no Riddle. No matter how tragic or relevant the character is, it is thanks to this formula of focusing on side characters that the series forgets to focus on the more interesting aspects of the series, like Tokaku and Haru's relationship. If Akuma no Riddle, also known as Riddle Story of Devil, has focused on more on their relationship, we generally would have gotten character development that mattered, and watching it would have been more rewarding, as it was to other animes like Agent Aika for Resistance as well. As the point, that is not the point. The point is that with the surprise taken out weak characterization and abundance, serially, Akuma no Riddle should be on to soar with exciting, thrilling, and aesthetic action. After all, the formula is strict enough that is enough needs the action to subscribe it. As I said about Akuma no Riddle is not able to accompany he completely deliver upon these expectations. Assassinations are not as clever or exciting as one expect. Most assassinations don't have much effort to put on them. They lack effectiveness and creativity, almost as the assassins aren't really trying to seriously kill Haru. Thus, this is unconveniently addressed by the series later on. It doesn't make any more engaging. But there is a point, however, where the series understandably breaks free from its formula, and surprisingly enough, it was almost able to redeem itself. The final three episodes are able to deliver the thrilling revelations, truly exciting action, and well-built momentum for an engaging, albeit confusing finale. So if you ever seen Akuma no Riddle or Riddle Story of Devil, this particular anime series has OVAs, but this anime series capsulated particularly only 12 episodes from April 3rd, 2014 to June 19th, 2014 for this anime series like Riddle Story of Devil, because and by this time, this also has an OVA episode, so that basically counted like 13 episodes, which the OVA was aired particularly on December 17th, 2014 for this particular series like Akuma no Riddle, or also known as mostly Riddle Story of Devil, because this anime series has particularly one of the ambiguous anime titles that came out in 2014 up until JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders arrived. But in any case about Akuma no Riddle, or Riddle Story of Devil, which is the English title and all, if you haven't seen this anime series, I highly recommend you to check it. Give this anime a watch. Or you can watch it for free on Crunchyroll or Funimation, or you can get it on DVD that is released by Funimation as well. So that's going to be it for my anime review on Riddle Story of Devil for today's anime review. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts on this. When I first watched Riddle Story of Devil, I didn't know that there was basically how this anime has 12 episodes from April 3rd, 2014 until June 19th, 2014, because this anime series has 12 episodes, as it would have gotten either 25 episodes or 26 episodes, but instead it only has 12 episodes and an OVA. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Subscribe for content. My anime plan link in the description below. You can share this video on your Twitter, Facebook, if you have Twitter and Facebook account, and all social media. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the like button in this video. Feel free to leave the comments in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, Ronin K95. Feel free to join my channel, especially to my channel. Hit the notifications bell button. Keep it otaku for this anime review, and I got another anime review coming up next year. Stay tuned for my next anime review. I got another anime review tomorrow with tomorrow's anime review on Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. Stay tuned for my next anime review on Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun, because you won't want to miss another anime review.